Hey guys, welcome to Week 16 recap, championship. First off, congratulations, Derek. Derek and his love of bouncing boobies, taking down Chris's John Bobbitt's 100.12 to 76.64, a 23.5 point margin of victory. At this point, we should probably just put Todd Gurley's name on the trophy rather than putting Derek's name, as Gurley's second huge week basically sealed this game up for Derek. Having hoisted the team upon his back with his 50.6 point day, which is the highest scoring performance by any single player in the league this year, was a great time for him to do it, that's for sure, especially after following up last week's huge game. Fortunately, that 50 spot, he needed all of it to make up for Alshon Jeffrey's goose egg that he put up on Monday Night Football in the late game. Also, fun fact, now that we know that Derek has finally won a championship, apparently $8 defenses don't win championships for Derek, but $7 kickers do. For Chris, this was your worst game of the season. Despite the 50 points from Todd Gurley, you weren't that far behind, only 23.5 points. Getting 15 points apiece from both Todd Brady and Alvin Kamara could make up for the rest of your roster, and including those guys, all underperforming against their projections this week. Absolutely everybody on your team underperformed this week. Chris takes second place this year, an improvement over last year's third place finish, which means you're on track to be first place next year. In the third place game, Saved by the Bell Brandon defeats Pray for Mojo Jason 100.2 to 97.46, a 2.75 point margin. Really close game here. Brandon was led to victory this week by Le'Veon Bell's 18.2 points and 16.8 points from Eric Ebron in the flex spot. Despite running Eric Ebron out in his flex spot, Brandon managed to grab the win, only getting 1.1 points from Kyle Rudolph starting in his tight end spot, opting to go with the double tight end lineup this week. For Jason, he trotted out the Bortles again this week, second week in a row, and while he was on the losing side here, Blake led all players in this matchup with 25.4 points. Unfortunately for Jason, the points needed to grab the win here were available. Simply starting Tevin Coleman over Wayne Gallman would have netted you an extra 4 points and the win. Congrats to Brandon on your third place finish. And the deuce. Congrats to Down Goes Teddy Lee on getting the win and sticking T-Boeing 747 Nick with the 2017 deuce. Score of this game was 111.58 to 81.6, a 30-point margin of victory, the biggest blowout of the 4 games this weekend. For Lee, his squad got a big game from Jared Goff with 28.4 points and C.J. Anderson with 24.8 points. Nick had the top scoring individual in this matchup, trotting out Dion Lewis in the flex spot and snagging 34.5 points from the New England running back. However, those 34.5 points could not make up for the fact that no other player in the starting lineup scored more than 8.6 points. Bad enough to make you puke. Or maybe that's just the virus you have right now. Feel better soon, and thanks for not giving it to me or Ricky. Nick claims his first deuce, and we'll need to think of a deuce-related Tim Tebow name for his team next year. I'm sure he'll take suggestions on that if anybody comes up with any brilliant ideas. Tonight's beer review, I'm drinking Tank 7 Boulevard again. It's really good. Right now on screen, there should be a chart showing how much everybody actually won in prize winnings this year. Someday I hope to see you on this lead. Unfortunately, today is not that day. As per usual, there will be a question on the end of your survey to see if you want to roll over your winnings or if you'd like to be paid in full. In terms of the wager board, Derek's championship comes with a bit of a caveat as the Vikings manhandled the Packers this weekend, meaning that Lee gets free golf this year at the golf outing for the draft. Congrats to him for that. It's not the worst thing in the world for Derek having to win a championship and having to buy golf for Lee. Additionally, Pope 1.0 and myself made a 6-pack wager on the championship in the 4-man league. I'm currently trailing in that matchup 88 to 72 going into week 17. Today, because it's the week between Christmas and New Year's and there was almost nobody in the office, I went through and I created a team tracker document for the 2018 season, which is basically going to say, here's what your rosters look like at the end of the year and how much everybody was picked up for all your draft guys and your free agent acquisitions. So you can start looking at your roster construction for next season. You check your calendars for the weekend of August 24th through the 26th. I haven't really firmed that up with too many people, but that is the weekend before Labor Day, which is normally when we go for the draft weekend. If I haven't heard from anybody, and if you have any concerns with that weekend, please let me know ASAP. If not, and I don't hear anything, we're going to go with that being the draft weekend, so that is tentatively in place. Please let me know yes or no that does work for you regardless and I will confirm that with everybody and make sure that we're good to go for that weekend. Exact location to be determined. I will be sending out the Potato DFS Week 17 Bowl probably Wednesday afternoon. For some reason, if I get real busy and I don't get a chance to do it, I'll be leaving Nick to handle it. I can't say for certain that I'm going to get to it, but you never know. Congratulations again to Derek. Sucks to be you, Nick, even though you said, hey, I won a trophy. And with that, I guess that wraps up Season 6. And I guess we'll see you Season 7. Or there may be some off-season videos. You never know. I've got some ideas. See ya.